So let's look at IT and infrastructure. So when it comes to IT and infrastructure, all staff are set up from the get-go with a brand spanking new laptop that's really high specs. It's a great computer. And that's delivered to them, that's set up with and installed for them, and it's working. And so based on your requirements, you can say to us, look, for our staff member, we would like them set up with some additional peripherals, and we will make sure that they have them. They might need a second or a third screen as part of the setup. Perhaps they're a graphic design staff member and they need some additional requirements there. We will make sure that those requirements are met for them and that they have that happening. In terms of the software they have all of the anticipated and typical software they would need to be doing the job. So, the Microsoft suite, the Google suite, access to the internet, social media. With internet, we do testing. Most of our staff are recruited and surrounding the major metropolitan areas. So the internet speed is really quite high. And we test that and make sure that's up to spec. And if it needs to be upgraded, in some instances, we've even upgraded it for staff. And that's something. So it's 30 Mbps is the minimum that we allow for in terms of staff that we hire. So that's all working. The communication is stable, it works quite well. Then we move to the communications side of things. So we're on Microsoft Teams. However, we have previously used Skype, and all of the staff are set up to be able to communicate on the various different platforms: Skype, Zoom, Teams, etc. So depending on how you communicate with your staff virtually, we can advise you on what works well, costs, etc., and have that set up so they can communicate with you via video, via chat, via those functions. Management of IT needs throughout the relationship. We have 24/7 IT support. That's the name, of course, 24/7. And that's there available to you and to our staff for anything they need. Typically, staff computers are set up so that they're performing really, really well and functioning really well. And you choose what access your staff member needs to various things such as internet sites. And because their computers are essentially set up to be locked down, they can't remove drives, they can't remove any data or any of those sorts of things. From a security perspective, that's a safe way to go. And there's some monitoring software on all the machines to make sure that your IP, your data is safe, of course. In terms of communications, on top of communicating daily, you can nominate to have your staff allocated an Australian or perhaps American or British number or a 1300 number for your business, and we will set them up on a soft phone, and that soft phone will enable them to be able to receive and make telephone calls, and the number that would show up in terms of caller ID would be representative of the state or country that you're based in, and all recordings can be located wherever you would like them deposited. So they can be located within your CRM, or we can API them into a particular part of your business infrastructure. That's all part of how we set it up. So in terms of technology, we have you covered, and we have catered to a range of different businesses and their needs, whether it be a small business where really it's just, it's your one hire to help you scale your business, or it's a business that have offices throughout the country and you need that person to be, plugged into essentially your infrastructure, your proprietary systems. We can assist you with that. We've got you covered.